Welcome back. We just picked up the Earthquaker, the third and final power for Fred. Unlike Fred's other two powers, which are used by charging up and then pressing buttons or not pressing buttons, as the case may be, the Earthquaker requires no charging whatsoever. However, you can only use it when jumping off of a ledge, as I'll demonstrate shortly. This is the one point in the game when you would actually be tempted to, or possibly even required to use the Earthquaker because of the rock golem you see up in the upper left corner. Stunning it with the Earthquaker like so renders it incredibly vulnerable to our sword strikes. If we didn't do that, and didn't do anything to take care of that rock golem, it would step into our way and begin spinning incessantly and would never ever stop, making it impossible to proceed without leaving the room and coming back. No, the Earthquaker isn't the only way to deal with that thing. We can actually just take it out with the Dark Friar. We'll see that in a bonus video. And as a result, it turns out that the Earthquaker is completely unnecessary to finishing the game. Which is just fine for me because it's garbage. It doesn't hurt anything, doesn't do anything useful, the aura barrier is far superior, and it looks way cool in freeze frame with that blue flaming sword and everything. In any case, there's a red jewel. There's actually a lot of them in this particular dungeon. There are, I believe, 4, with another one that we can get in the natives' village afterwards. Let's continue on. Like many things, the scarabs die instantly to a Dark Friar bolt. Now, just in case you got the impression that I wasn't giving the Earthquaker a fair shake, I'll go ahead and demonstrate it again here. But first, corpse rating. We got an important clue there. Much like the mine keys back in the diamond mine, we'll have to pixel hunt for something shiny on the ground later. Alright, so we've used the Earthquaker, but we still can't hurt these guys, because they can only be hurt when their head/tail horrible things are extended. And it takes a while too. The biggest problem with the Earthquaker is that there just aren't any opportunities to use it. And the few opportunities that there are, for example this one, would make it so that the only thing that stuns our enemies that I can't hurt anyways because of the Earthquaker stopping them from making themselves vulnerable. It's a real pain in the ass. And it makes the power completely pointless, other than to finish off the trifecta of, hey, let's copy the powers from Link to the Past. Alright, we got a treasure chest up there, but the more important thing for us to do is investigate that second floor that we allegedly cannot investigate without a special item. Let's see now. Yes. I can see how it would be difficult to navigate without being able to see. Now, the black crystal glasses mentioned in Freezer's note aren't strictly necessary. However, it's a real pain in the ass to navigate without them. So, it's in our best interest to go get them. And we do it by heading outside here. Finishing off the last enemy in the area, and then picking up the sparkle that's in between all of those bushes right here. The downside to finding the black crystal glasses is that they take up yet another slot in the inventory that you can't actually get rid of, leaving us with only one free slot unless I use an herb, and I will never use an herb. Maybe. I will never use an herb in this dungeon. Nope. One more enemy in this area, can't forget that. We don't want to have another Great Wall incident, but unfortunately I picked the wrong power to deal with him. The speed up from the purple demon heads after you hit them once is great enough that if you hit them with the aura barrier, they'll speed through you and escape from the next shot from the aura barrier. It's a shame because I really like the aura barrier. I think it's a very good power. It's just woefully misunderstood, and only Mount Crest has the enemy formations necessary to make it truly devastating. Now, the key to this area is that we're going to need Will again. As you can see, we have to slide through that little hole in the wall there, which means we need to get to the dark space over on the other side. But first, let's kill this guy. Get back here. That purple demon head proves that once again, good things come to he who waits, including yet another purple demon head. Another wall blocks the way here. We'll need the Psycho Slide to get through, and so we jump down here to get to the dark space. Fred has done us proud in this particular dungeon, so let's give him a rest and head back to Will. While the Dark Friar is, of course, the overall best offensive move in the entire game, you know what, Gaia, I'll believe that when I see that. Referring, of course, to knowing why I've made the journey in the first place. Anyways, for this particular dungeon, even though the Dark Friar just makes everything into easy mode, I still like Will's offensive abilities better, especially the spin dash. God damn it. Arrgh! The most annoying thing with the Psycho Slider is when you get caught on one pixel of wall, like so. There we go, Red Jewel. Excellent, well done. But we still have to run all the way back, which is kind of a pain in the ass. There is one more jewel to be found, and I forgot to equip the glasses here. But you can see that after everything turns white, equipping the glasses actually brings it down back to normal. And it's actually a pretty good effect when it does that. You might expect that you'd come out of the item screen and it would already be back to normal. But I like that it shows the adjustment that your eyes make, just like it does when you jump into the pit with all the bugs later, or earlier rather. Now the trick here with this particular area is that killing enemies while you're below makes it easier to get by when you're above. This doesn't count as a puzzle or anything difficult in any way. It's just... well, it's actually kind of common sense if you really think about it. But damn it, it's the closest thing to a puzzle that this dungeon can come up with. So I'm going to embrace it while I can. Not that I particularly mind the lack of puzzles. I'm fine with not using my brain after last time when we had to try to figure out what in the hell happened with Pig and the ghost and the ropes disappearing and all that nonsense. I sure am glad that I can just turn my brain off and play some Anchor Wat and everything will be fine. And I sure hope that when we get to the top floor, nothing crazy and mindfucky happens. With that red jewel collected, the only thing we have left to do in Anchor Wat is get to the top floor and find that mysterious reason for coming here that Gaia alluded to in the dark space. But first, we have to kill a few more enemies to pick up the last upgrade from the dungeon. This golem is not being particularly cooperative. Therefore, stabbing is the only punishment available. Our defense has increased greatly since the start, which is probably why we're not dropping down to 1 life very quickly after being hit multiple times by multiple enemies. And at last, here we are at the top floor. And waiting for us is a spirit. Truth in advertising right there. Fine question. What the Spirit has actually showed us is Sim City for the Super Nintendo. Our reward for completing the game is a Super Nintendo with Sim City. But our reward for completing this place, other than mild confusion, is the Gorgon Flower, which we take back to the native village to restore the stone women to health. Now, you do have to run out of the dungeon, so I just cut that part out because it's, well, completely boring considering there's no enemies left. Now then, let's get to the depetrification. Suddenly, cannibalism is over, and our reward is a red jewel, and the ability to advance the plot. Damn right I don't understand. And that'll do it for the Natives Village and Angkor Wat. Next time, we're going to deal with the final town in the game and the final regular dungeon in the game. There's actually 2 more after it, but this is the last one that works like regular dungeons in the game. Find out more about it next time.